Welcome back, everyone. We're here again for the second episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen to the guys and where they're going to go. Probably get a little more action this week. Before we get into that, let's roll the intro.
Hey, everyone. Before we get started, do us a huge favor and totally hit that like button now.
Well, I like that. So don't forget to also punch the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and share the video with your friends. It's interesting, just kind of like figurehead almost, right?
Yep.
Like these guys probably just pissed, eh? It's just like, wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bucky can't be taking this well.
Well, no.
His best friend.
Well, yeah.
You're not going to come here in your overextended life and tell me about my rights. It's over, Bucky. The big three. What big three? Androids, aliens, and wizards. That's not a thing. That's definitely no. It's not. Every time we fight one of the three. So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
Sure, you're right, Buck. You can't call me that. Why not? That's what Steve called me. Steve knew me longer, and Steve had a plan. 15 seconds to drop.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh, man.
oh.
That's gotta hurt.
Yep.
Oh.
She almost looks like the same girl who played Solo.
Oh, I think it is.
Oh, I thought it wiped out, but not.
Oh, jeez.
You always just stare like that. You get used to it.
It's totally a girl from Star Wars.
Is it?
Yeah. Nest and
Yeah,
face nest.
yeah.
Let's take the shield and do this ourselves. We can't just run up on a man, beat him up, and take it. You missed your court-mandated therapy. It's like missing a check-in with PO. Sorry, Mr. Barnes, you're under arrest.
Jeez.
We're going to do an exercise. It's something I use with couples when they're trying to figure out
Couples therapy.
what kind of life one says.
I like this one, God.
Thank you.
I loved it. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
glad
you're
you
right,
enjoyed
you're
it.
right.
You should really enjoy it. I'm going to.
But
Locked in.
fine.
It's a little close. It's very close. That's what you wanted, right?
Guys. What are you doing? Are you having a staring contest?
No, he knows all of Hydra's secrets. Don't you remember Siberia? So you're just gonna go sit in a room with this guy? Yes.
Zemo. Sure, right?
Must be.
We're gonna go see Zemo.
There we go. All right, episode 2 in the books, Star-Spangled Man. Initial thoughts?
They are going in a very story-driven direction. They're doing a great job of giving backstory and developing the characters. A little less action this time around. There's still some action scenes, but yeah, really well done story and a little slower pace than the last one, but a lot of backstory.
Yeah, and, introduction, a couple more characters. So Flagsmasher is Carly. And so in the comics, of course, Flagsmasher is Carl. So they've made that character female version, which is cool. No big deal. Like that just switches it up and adds a little wrinkle to the story, which I think is cool. So she's leading that Flagsmashers kind of faction, what they're up to, and looks like they're stealing
The medical supplies.
medical supplies, possibly.
Would that possibly create more super?
Well,
soldiers?
I'm wondering, what if there is some super soldier serum in there?
Maybe.
Possible. So, and then of course, during that battle, they were Falcon Winter Soldier were joined in by John Walker,
The new Captain.
Captain America, and Battlestar, his buddy.
His sidekick.
Battlestar.
Yeah.
The worst name ever.
Yeah.
And I love how Bucky got off the truck. He's like, well, who are you? That was actually pretty funny. That was very.
It actually did throw some good elements of comedy into
Yeah.
this by just adding in tension, even though it was a tense and deliberate moments where
Yeah.
they didn't like each other and didn't like the situation, but it added to the
Oh,
humor.
yeah.
It was pretty good.
And we're seeing kind of that Bucky and Falcon having that, right, tension, like you said.
Between them and Captain.
Yeah,
so there's like
exactly.
this big dynamic there where he's got
Oh.
tension between them. And
I think it's great. I mean, and the comedy between those two is hilarious.
yeah, when they were in with the shrink,
Oh,
did a great job of that.
Oh,
It was actually more Bucky who, by his
yeah,
interaction and what he wanted to get across, he was actually delivering the
Oh, yeah.
campiness, but at the same time he's still trying to be serious. But he was
Oh,
it
yeah.
was actually the humor was actually pretty well done in this one, and I didn't expect a lot of humor from this.
No, I didn't.
Even though in the trailers you can tell they were trying to kind of push the dynamic of them
kind of buddy or having
and
tension.
button heads too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the humor is it feels fairly natural.
Yeah, I was about to say that and I think what I like about it is that it seems like it could be real life. Like, let's be honest. You have, Bucky getting arrested by the cops, or even Sam being a black man getting arrested or questioning what he's doing. I mean, there's a lot of racial undertones in this series, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing it's definitely a real take on what they'd be dealing with in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, there's a black guy and a white guy having kind of a conversation in a black neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the cops are like, "What's going on here?"
Well, yeah, exactly.
And it was like surprising that they went that route, but yeah, they're actually dealing with actual social issues with that.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of refreshing actually, because it's not like your cookie cutter fighting in space, big monsters, and it's so unrealistic. Like, this is really grounded,
Yeah,
right?
like we were discussing earlier, that the cookie cutter formula for the big action popcorn flicks,
Mhm.
you don't get this character development and get to see this side of the story usually
Yeah.
in those type of movies. And with this, you really can develop real life, real
Yeah,
backstories,
exactly.
real feelings, what these characters are going through. And yeah, it's a completely different take than the movies.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I think you kind of want to relate to these characters, right? And so I think the average person could probably, a soldier could relate to Bucky going through PTSD, or anybody with problems, and struggling with that. Sam coming back and maybe not knowing his place or what he's supposed to do, and you're struggling to get a loan. You're trying to keep your family heritage alive, things like that, and just those common day every issues, and I think even being a black man in the world, and it's I'm glad they're doing it, because I think hopefully you can raise awareness out there that it's real life, right?
It's definitely an eye
real.
opener for the average viewer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you don't see this. The general audience will go and see these big budget movies.
Yeah.
But they don't see this in the movies, and you get
Yeah.
to see it here, and you're getting a bigger audience, and you're letting this audience see this and see what these people would probably really go through.
Yeah, and I think I'm applauding Marvel for doing this kind of stuff, because I think it really, like I said, it opens up some eyes for people and brings awareness. So, but I think overall, like you said, story driven, and I think that's what this series is. 2 episodes.
Character driven,
Yeah.
and backstory. Like they're developing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just developing the story, but they're developing the characters and developing history. I love that about this.
Oh, yeah. And right now, we don't like John Walker. I mean, people are.
You're
like
I was going into this and I was thinking I was going to hate him, but
Mhm.
I actually, the way they started off with him and his explanation of him just trying to be the best that he can be,
Yeah.
and not trying to emulate Steve, I kind of like that. But then you notice at the end there when Bucky and Sam we're going to go their separate ways and not work with
Yeah.
them, that he kind of changed his attitude a little bit.
Stay out
And
of
I'm
the
not sure.
way, yeah.
I'm not sure if that kind of will push him in a different direction where he, doesn't become a likable character.
Yeah, and I think that's very possible, because he does eventually become U.S. agent, right? So he's less Captain America. He's more, but I guess in the comics, kind of Captain America didn't get old. He just quit. He quit the Shield. He wasn't happy with things, and then he eventually comes back to it, right? But you take this in your own twist. Maybe you make him a little less likable. He becomes U.S. agent, but he's still a good guy working for the right things, but he's not Captain America, right? And I think, and I think eventually we'll go that route. Will Sam take the shield? Or, I mean, obviously Bucky and him had that confrontation, and he's like, you should have taken it. Like, you shouldn't have given it up. And I mean, I can see both sides of the story. Like, I relate to Sam saying he thought he was doing the right thing. I think that, he felt that was the right thing to do. And Bucky's like, you're supposed to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm still of the mind where, we talked about this before, that I still wish that Bucky had taken it on.
Yeah.
I just see him as a better fit.
Steve's oldest friend.
Yeah, there's the history there. Not for any other reason other than that, basically. I see Sam as just being, Falcon.
Yeah. And I love the Falcon character. I think he's a fantastic character. I mean, and if he does end up having the shield, awesome. Like, and
which I think will end up happening.
Yeah,
I think that's what
he'll wear it well, and he'll be great. And then I think Bucky and him will kind of reconcile and be a team. And I think that's what we all want. But the big twist. Well, if it's a twist at the end, we know what's going to happen. Zemo.
They're going to see him.
They're going to work with him. We'll get the answers, right?
They're going to go talk to him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to stay in jail where
Oh,
he's
I
at.
know.
But
Yeah.
so what are you thinking there? Where are we going to go with that?
Well,
Are they going to bust him out?
Well, so wouldn't it be interesting if they actually have to get him out of jail, and he's like, well, I can help you, but you got to take me here, and then of course he's a smart guy, so he tricks him and he's out, and then he's like, I guess right now, so we're gonna go into episode 3. We're gonna see him interact with the guys. Now, do you get him in to break him out to become kind of the bad guy? I don't think you can wrap it up in 3 episodes, can you? Or do you have him more of a force later on, like causing havoc?
All these characters seem to be popping up, in previous movies and stuff. They're able to reuse them if they're still alive.
Yeah.
So as long as they're still alive, I can see any of these guys still popping up in future series and movies. I don't know if Carly will be the actual bad guy here.
You think there'll be someone above her?
Well, I think there'll be some sort of twister. I think Zemo's still going to play into it somehow, where he is kind of pulling some of the strings too, maybe.
Well, think about it. That text that she got.
Yeah.
You
Somebody-
stole my
somebody's-
stuff. I'm going to kill you, right?
Yeah.
So, well, it could be Zemo because Zemo's in jail, so he's not going to have a phone. Could he get a message to the outside? It's a good question.
I don't
Who's
know.
behind that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's John Walker.
There could be some interesting twists.
Oh yeah. So, how about going into the other super soldiers? Isaiah.
Yeah, I knew nothing about any of these. Like, I know that in the past that the Winter Soldier, there was previous other Winter Soldiers, but I didn't realize that there was other super soldiers on the other side.
And the big thing was always when they created Captain America, he was the perfect mix, and everything worked for him. So whether or not, and that was always the thing. And then obviously you see Winter Soldier as a super soldier. Emil Blonsky got the super soldier serum in the Hulk, and he turned into the Abomination. So he was a bit nuts on that situation.
Didn't he already have something in him before though?
He got a dose of the super soldier serum first.
Yeah, and then he got annihilated.
Then he got juiced up with the Hulk stuff.
Yeah,
right? So it became the Abomination. So I think that the super soldier serum is around, and like Falcon alluded to, how come no one knew about this? The other guys had the formula.
Well, now that you just mentioned it, what are the possibilities that the bad guy is Blonsky? Because he's still alive, so the Abomination's still around.
He is, and he was rumored. He's rumored to be in the She-Hulk.
And
Right.
he's rumored to be back around here, so who knows?
That's an interesting. I never really
That's a
thought-
possibility.
Yeah.
To do with the the super soldier serum.
So then you can tie those into like She-Hulk and things like that.
Yeah, there's got a bunch of franchises coming
Yeah.
up, and that would tie in possibly
absolutely
if you're going
would.
to tie these shows into each other.
Yeah.
But just grasping at straws.
Well, and another thing, let's if you want to take it a step further, we're speculating. Flagsmasher ties into Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So I
So
mean,
there's just so many ways of interconnecting all these series.
Yeah. because I mean, you're always gonna have a few crossovers of certain bad guys that fight different guys, but you do have some specific bad guys that fight certain superheroes, right? So I mean, yeah, I mean that'd be really interesting because the government obviously has a vested interest in the super soldier serum because they wanted to create a bunch of super soldiers to fight the wars, and that was the whole reason behind making Captain America. World War II, fighting that, World War, all the next wars coming in, and they couldn't replicate, as far as they knew, they couldn't replicate it what they did with Steve Rogers. So that was kind of the whole thing behind the comics. So I guess that's the question. It's some out there. They're giving it, they're giving it to these Flag Smasher guys. So who had it?
Exactly.
Well,
we're only two episodes in. There's a long
Yeah.
ways to go yet, and a lot of things to be answered. They just keep throwing us more curveballs to give us more questions, which is good. It keeps you interested.
Oh, absolutely. And and this could be thing is there another season coming after this with this one? Is it the other way?
Yeah, you just never know with any of these series if there's going to be multiple seasons. That are...
Yeah. But yeah, just good so far, and we're gonna get more.
Yep, looking forward to the next episode. All right, well, that's the second episode of the Falcon and Winter Soldier in the books. They just keep throwing more information at us and keep us guessing. They've got a long ways to go with the story. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, and I think good storytelling is setting us up, getting a bigger piece of the puzzle, as I always say. And I think that's what we're looking forward to. And we want to thank you for watching with us, and throw your comments, questions, anything down below. You want to ask us something, you want to talk about stuff, we'll definitely respond. So make sure you do that, and we will see you next time.